Welcome everybody to crew. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Welcome everybody. This is our first ever video for the lounge crew. So bear with us and everything. And let's introduce ourselves. Eris, you want to start off?
Sure thing. Anyways, I'm Eris, also known as the Zane and Chrome aficionado and enthusiast over at the lounge. Please do not ask how many times I've mentioned Zane. It's over 1,000, and no more, no less. Okay, maybe more. Anyways, I first started when I played Fae 1, and I've been hooked on the game ever since.
Alright. Hello there. My name is Evan. I am the resident Joaquin Stan aficionado over here at the lounge. I started playing the game in Christmas of 2018, and then I played on and off for a bit, and then I came back in full swing in June of 2019. I tend to play swords, bows, and I've recently picked up playing wands. So.
Ooh.
Hey everybody.
Cool.
My name's Vinoga. You can just call me Ren for short. I am the Marth stan on the server and known for whale tings as well as general theory crafting. I pretty much play everything as necessary for theory crafting, so just come to me for anything. And I started during Fae 1.
Alright, I'm Hitros. Just call me Hit for short, makes it a lot easier. And I'm a day one player. So I've been playing since the start. I'm an avid sword main. I also use lances quite frequently. And my favorite characters are Ellie, Mim, Lucretia, and pretty much almost every sword, like Audric, Leaf, you name them, Xander.
Especially Leaf.
Especially
Yes.
Leave,
Wedding
man.
Ellie.
Leave.
And Wedding Ellie.
Leave.
Those two are my favorites. Audric's there too, but once he gets a spiral, things are really going to take off. I hope it's good.
Dragon Claw. That's
Oh,
all I
and
ask
so-
Dragon
for.
Claws.
Dragon
Oh,
Claw
that's
7.
all. My biggest dream. The dream.
For the most part, I
Just give me.
like to grind a lot of endgame
We still
content.
got 2 weeks on that. We got still 2 weeks on that. Let's come back to that later.
Shadow, he should be busted, I swear.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And you're going to hear my lovely voice. My name is Rane, and I am a 2 week after 2 weeks of playing Dragalia Lost. I started in the first Halloween event. I saw ads on YouTube, and I thought that was just a beautiful game. And I thought it was a beautiful game. The music, come on, Dragalia Lost has the best music. It has a beautiful music soundtrack, and I fell in love with it. I downloaded it. I had no idea what I was doing, by the way, and I started down. I had no idea what I was doing, and I started summoning, and I thought those were the cutest little outfits ever. And I thought, oh my God, you can get like outfits, you can dress them up and stuff. And I fell in love with it, and I've been playing ever since. I am a healer main and mostly support. I love both. Healer being a very difficult spot right now, but
we don't
I can
talk
save my
about
complaints
we don't
for
talk
later.
about it
So,
at all.
but right now
She
we're going to be talking
unkind
about the
walled.
newest event.
Why did you
Stanza.
skip over your love for a pine walled?
Oh well,
Never.
we hide that. Yeah, hey.
Oh, so Nevin doesn't know you're cheating on him?
She likes
Yeah.
Never more.
Yeah. Well, my husband, my husbandos are gonna say for a later date. Thank you very much. But we're gonna be.
Well, I spoiled mine right away.
And so we also have an event now, Sands of Revelation. Is that correct, guys?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yep.
And so it is what? Is it like a defense or onslaught? It's defense, right?
It's
Right?
defense.
It's
10
a
days
mixture
for
of
It's
both,
defense.
the best.
basically.
Yeah, because I always forget which one's what and everything. But what do you think of it, Evan?
So far, I've been really enjoying it. Again, I haven't completely finished it. I've managed
Shame.
to. I know, shame me. Shame me all.
I know,
shame,
man.
shame me, please.
Shame,
You're
Shame,
As soon
shame.
as it drops, okay?
Shame,
you need to
puppy
clean
shame, bro.
everything.
I need to. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I can't do it. I'm too. Anyway, but no, I think the first impressions of this, like the event, so far, the story I think is really nice. I like the idea of the fashion show, and I also liked Nefaria and Nadine's relationship, kind of being besties, and I like that we're also getting like Nadine's character just fleshed out a little bit more.
Yeah,
I can't
because-
feel bad for Linnea because she got left out.
Oh my god, yes, that's what I was thinking about.
Like they
Nadine-
had this whole bonding experience in the first one.
Yeah.
The first
but she
episode,
ended up on a
and then-
print. She ended up on a
She
print, so
actually-
you know.
Yeah, she actually did on a 5-star
Exchange your
Wyrmprint.
best friend for a print.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I mean, then again,
But-
Nadine's been best friends with Nefaria since she dropped because of
yeah.
the besties print and her own story. So
That's true.
Right.
Linnea kind of never
Yeah.
had
Do
a
you
chance.
have a besties print, Lynn? I think not.
Yeah.
God. And I appreciate these events because they really kind of flesh out the characters a little bit more.
Right.
You don't have to you don't have to summon for this character. You can get the like a gist of this character's growth or something from their one
Not only
stage to
that.
another.
Not only
That
that,
makes me
though.
sad. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It makes me sad that some of the characters who did get salts didn't get any like event to go with it. Like Zayndir and Laura didn't get an event to go with it. Like, could you imagine like serious Zaynfried like interacting with Laura?
That would
God,
be
that would have been
cute.
Can
awful.
you imagine Valix in an event story about partying for Christmas?
No.
Yeah.
Frankly, no.
No, it happened.
No, I like that. I like that. No. No.
No.
You know, Evan says no to this, but he can totally imagine a Kuhai dressed up as Santa Claus.
Honestly, I
And
could.
Joaquin dressed up as an elf.
I could, because, like, at least with Kuhai, because I read his adventure story, I could totally imagine it being a thing.
It would be cute, but I know these are kind of like filler event and stuff, but they're good because you get
They're really- yeah.
materials, you get the tomes and stuff, and you get a little bit more fleshed out character.
World
Building,
Like got
too.
water tomes.
I think my favorite thing
Wow.
about this event so far has been just getting back all of the quality honey I spent grinding it out.
Yes.
I was at 100.
Oh,
I
yes.
was at 120, I think, this morning, and today, like, as I was playing the event, I got back 90 to 110 quality honey, and I was at
Oh,
210 by the time I got
that's
to the
nice.
master.
I have a lot
Yeah.
of honey. I wasn't even in dire need of it, but I was like, yeah, I'll take some more.
I'm in Eris's boat, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to, see, I'm weird because I don't want to hit double digits when it comes to my stamina spending. So I'm like, okay, as long as I can keep it above 100, I'm okay. So when I get more, I'm like, oh, thank God, I have more quality honey. I can find at least grind and spend it again.
Right. And I don't know, I just appreciate these events because you get to stock up a little bit more from rainbow orbs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that too.
So it-
that too.
You know, and dragon and you know, what is it, the talons and stuff?
And Talon
get
Stones
that.
and the Dracoliths.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you start really working with the castle, you get out of a lot of stuff. You know, you run out really quickly. And
Rainbow orbs,
Dragoliths
man.
are the worst
right,
thing possible.
yeah.
That upgrade,
And so
horrible.
yeah, so you're kind of stuck basically with kind of like less of this, and you have to go back to these old content and grind and everything. So this is for me, it's nice. You know, you get to restock. You don't need it, but you still get the chance to restock a little bit.
Right. The other thing I really like about this event is just the character designs. I know Nefaria's already like an established character, but just the fact like her design for this event specifically is really nice to look at, in my opinion.
The fairy is always gorgeous, but now she's like extra gorgeous, you know?
She looks like a fun person.
Like what-
She's fun, you know.
what-
It's really fun and flirty, and you know,
What-
model
What
like.
really sold me on this design
Ugh.
was the hat. I think the
That,
hat
yeah.
really
It's so
sold me
good.
for Nefaria's
what-
design.
What's hilarious to me is that she's still able to wear that Anubis like headpiece through her hat. Like she's wearing a
Yeah,
baseball
She
cap,
probably
and
put
then
holes in it.
I have always
Obviously.
wondered if Nefaria was actually like secretly a Sylvan in disguise and just no one else knew about it.
It'd be interesting if the royal line was just secretly Sylvans the entire time.
Right.
I still feel baited because there's so much green in her design, and they're like, nah, fire unit.
Honestly,
I mean, it's a fire wand though, which is nice.
yeah, fire wand.
That's for later though.
Fire wand is a nice typing. But since we're on the topic of fire wand, why don't we transition into Nefaria as a unit and our dragon as well. Rane and
That's
Hit.
fair. Should we
Ren,
just
you wanna
shorthand her to
start?
Rhea?
Sure.
Just for the sake of the
we'll
discussion.
call it.
Yes,
We'll call
please.
it.
Yeah,
We'll
sure.
The Incognito
Nefaria.
Nefaria.
We'll
It's
call
such a
her
mouthful.
Nefaria.
I just like that Incognito. That is so dumb. I mean, come on. It's dumb.
Oh yeah.
Nidaria's pretty good. So
Yeah, need to
so
read it.
Nidaria.
Her
Yeah.
image hit, and you know it.
I always did like need a queen as a Pokemon. Oh my god, she's a queen! Whoa! I just realized that.
Oh no.
oh, oh my god.
So, about Rhea the unit. They were able to mine her mods earlier today, around reset, and she, after a little bit of contemplation, her kit looks dumb busted. I'm hoping there's going to
Time
be
to
some.
summon, guys.
But on a scale of dumb busted, how are we talking about dumb busted? I mean-
2.6k mods on her S1.
2.3,
I mean,
but
2.3.
so no, hold on. On her S1, it's 1.3. It's supposed to be 10 hits of roughly 130% over the span of 5 seconds, I believe, and her S2 is a 2.3k mod with a 6-second cast time, 5-second with Horus.
So
If-
she needs Horus to really get her.
She needs Horus because of the way her kit is set up. I believe it's her A1, where she gets 25% crit damage. Sorry, for 20 seconds, and it refreshes after every 7 seconds. And so, with her normal attack speed and her normal kit, she wouldn't really be able to accomplish that, even with like your typical dagger or primal crisis type setup. But with Horus, with innate attack speed plus 20% and crit rate plus 50%, she can easily keep up 3 stacks of the crit damage bonus self-sustained with no trouble whatsoever. And I'd have to verify this, but if buff time works with that, she could feasibly keep 100% crit damage self-buff before anything else in her kit.
Damn, dude, that's amazing. Well, but does she like basically compare to any of the wands from Fire? Because Fire wands are kind of.
No, I mean the thing is, right now with flame wands, the best flame wand is Student Maribel, and
Mhm.
obviously like her whole gimmick is capitalizing on break because she is Broken Punisher.
Yep.
But I mean, she's kind of mid because you have a unit like Ezlith or Galaxy or Google Chrome, Mark. You know, the list could go on, but it's like she's kind of there, really. She's not great, but she's not bad at the same time. And so I think that Nidaria here is a really good addition to the flame element. She's not this actually, like, I'm telling you, this makes me so happy. She is not dependent on burn. That's amazing.
Oh, that's
Thank
good.
God.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
amazing.
That's true.
It's a godsend.
She's not.
Because the more afflictionless units we have, the better they can flesh out in later endgame. Because if you look at MKai, you look at M-Bulk, the
Mhm.
burn units don't really do so well.
Right.
Because it runs out super
Unless they're
fast
called
and the
Mars.
bosses are tanky. Well, I mean, yeah, if you go for a speed comp, then any affliction works. But for the most part, you kind of don't want to depend on afflictions, which I think is a good decision. And
Right.
so moving on, Nefaria, she looks pretty dummy busted.
We all know
and
I'm gonna be
we'll see
subbing for her,
tomorrow.
right?
She's
Yeah.
just
I can't hold on to
I
my
might
stamina at
throw
all.
tickets.
She's adorable. She's adorable. I love her. I love her and everything. And she's just so pretty. You know, I told you guys that I just was able to finally summon her from the general pool last month, right?
Right, right.
She was
I
one of my
can't believe it
last.
took you that long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
She
and
and
so-
she and Kodo were the last two of the OG that I finally summoned, and she was.
It's kind of
I
weird that
just-
you
I
never
just go-
summoned Nefaria up to this
No,
point. 'Cause
I-
You've been in
That's
since
crazy.
2 weeks in the game.
I know.
Crazy.
I know, and it's sad. It is sad. You know, I kind of use those like 5-star tickets and stuff, hoping that I get somebody. I'm always getting a dupe, Xander.
Oh, that was me
Thanks.
with Mikoto.
That's how
Like,
I
it
got
took me
it.
Thanks,
forever to
Hit.
get Mikoto.
No, it's
Well-
Hit's curse because he always gives me Xander. It's like, oh no,
Oh,
Rain, you're always gonna
what?
pull Xander.
Oh, speaking of other cursed units,
Oh my goodness.
Horus, who is, I mean, at first I was like, I don't know how to feel about him, but after seeing how he works with Nito Arena here, and possibly a few other support units, 20% attack rate, 50% crit rate, it's really good considering Flame has been dependent on Mars, who I would say is either the first or second best dragon in the game, depending on what you value. If you value
Right.
damage, then it's Thor. If you value like overall balance, then it's Mars. And so I think kind of having another option that isn't Mars is really it's good for the element because it kind of helps the
And
support
it's-
units,
And
especially
it's more in
Emma.
and it's in the
'Cause, like,
general
Emma,
pool.
Emma had this problem with like not having a skill haste or
Yep.
skill recharge dragon.
I was gonna
While
bring
you have
that up.
Bun
Yep.
Bun in water, you have Taishan Gongzu in light, you have Freya and Ariel in wind,
Mhm.
Right.
and then even Shadow. That cursed
Water
element.
just has Bun Bun. That's all.
The
Yeah,
first
just
element
Bun
of
Bun. We
Shadow
don't even
has-
need to say the full name because Bun Bun is easy.
Yeah, Bun Bun.
Bun
Bun Bun's
is smart.
perfect. Yeah.
And then
It's
even
perfect.
Shadow. Shadow's cursed, but Shadow has Azazel. And
Yep.
so for Flame, sorry, not light. For Flame to finally have a quote-unquote skill haste dragon is really good. Emma's stock is going to go up. Howling Mim stock is going to
Yay
go
for
up. I mean,
Emma.
you're gonna see a lot of support units really
Even
benefit from this dragon.
And I
even
appreciate that
Dragonfly.
because
Yeah,
So
it's appreciated because you get more units. You're not just reliant on this top tier unit. You can actually use units that you kind of put aside, before.
and
That's
even
something.
then, like say you don't have Mars,
Right.
Horus is not going to be horrible
no.
on your main
At all.
DPS unit. Like say we were going to use Galaxy, right? Galaxy would actually be fine with Horus if you don't have Mars, because the crit rate, I mean, just adds to her own crit rate, meaning you'll probably have 100% crit rate all the time. And then the
Because we know
attack rate,
Ezlop's not going to use her though, right? Because she already has
Yeah, no,
great crit
Ezlo
rate. Yeah,
Ezlo
Ezlop's not
can't
gonna
even,
use her.
it's not going to
Yeah.
benefit at all. It's
Yeah.
just attack
Yeah, that's
rate.
what I figured.
But for other units, like Howling Mim, I think is going to gain heavily because she has
Oh,
crit
yeah, 'cause
damage as a co-op.
Yeah, because remember how Koran gained so much from having attack rate? That could go for H-Min too.
But it also synergizes with her co-ability a lot
Mhm.
better than any of the other
Get the
dragons.
crit damage
Even
and
Arctos.
everything.
Aside from that, the next thing we talk about would be the Vanessa and Marty spirals, which, to be honest, were kind of out of the blue for me. I mean,
Yeah.
we heard about data
I
lines,
agree.
but like it just
I love
don't know.
Vanessa. I love Vanessa. She's one of my favorite characters, but that period is kind of over. Does that make
weird
sense?
timing because the thing is,
Yeah.
Flame
It's really
currently
good
does not have new endgame
Introducing
content.
Astral Agito.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Nightmare
yeah.
High Dragon Trials.
Oh yeah, that's something that Side Games is gonna like drop on us. They're gonna drop higher,
Higher and
high dragons,
I'm
higher
pretty sure-
dragons.
yeah, they're gonna
Pretty
drop
sure
higher
Agito-
and higher
I'm
difficulty.
pretty sure
Yeah.
Agitos are getting tier 3s, so
Yeah,
I mean-
more
Yeah.
than likely.
We're
High
gonna
Dragon
get
Trials are
like
gonna get
Nightmare
something.
High Dragons long before we get to tier 3 Agito though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. We
that
really
grind is
just.
gonna be fun, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
I think
Yeah.
So let's talk about Vanessa first. So her skill 1 Scarlet Geyser deals 2 hits of 648% flame damage. No burn, another non-burn unit, which I'm very happy about.
Yep.
And it grants her knockback immunity for 15 seconds. This is something a unit like Kirsty could use. Side games might want to note that down.
Yeah.
And then her
Was it
skill
the shared
2.
skill? Please tell me it's a shared skill. So I can
It is
get
her
used
shared
to it.
skill.
Yeah,
It is her
it's
shared
shared
skill.
skill.
The shared SP goes up to 8,492 from, it was initially 6,066. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's close to current, I believe, if
Okay.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Corinne's around
So
8,000.
it's not a bad SP class. It's actually kind of useful for some units. And her skill 2, Crimson Impact, deals 2 hits of 547% flame damage and reduce their defense by 5% for 10 seconds. So I kind of like this whole debuff thing. I like debuffs in general. Units like Wedding Ellie, Leaf, Sha Wu Jing even. So I think this is pretty cool. And this kind of synergizes with her A1, Scarlet Warrior.
And debuffs kind of age well, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because there's
debuffs
no
always age
resistance.
well.
There's
Okay.
no resistance.
Yeah, and
Which is why even though she has Poison Punisher in her kit, Gala Alex is still able to kind of survive in a no poison meta because she
Right.
has debuff Punisher, and she
Right.
like is a constant source of debuffs.
right.
It's nice because you have, like you say, you don't have units that are reliant on an affliction, which was something that was really, I guess, a trend earlier
Thi-
this year.
Yeah,
This was
it
kind of why, like way back when EAOSI first came out, Bleed was really good because afflictions at the time were bad, but Bleed
Right.
functioned like a debuff where the boss couldn't gain resistance to it,
Yep.
but it still drained HP like an affliction would. And so,
We haven't gotten
I
that
think-
many
I
bleed
think-
units though. Since
yeah, the last
Well,
one,
since-
I believe is Victor.
Victor was the
Yeah,
last
what-
one, yeah.
no, what
Was
about,
Victor-
what about Mega Man? Mega
Wait,
Man.
was it Victor before Patia? Or am I
Uh,
remembering wrong?
Patia.
Oh, no, it was
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Mega Man, Patia, and then Victor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
It's been a
Oh,
while
okay.
since they've used Bleed, but Bleed overall has not aged as well as because of the whole affliction meta, and now debuffs. I think it's kind of in a weird spot.
I mean,
But
they
moving
gave it
on
a
to
Punisher
her-
print.
Moving
They
on
did-
to that,
they did
the
that.
Botan print. So random. So moving on to her A1, Scarlet Warrior. It increases 4 strike damage by 40%, and then using Scarlet Geyser, so her S1, grants the user the Scarlet Warrior effect, hence the name. And when this effect is active, their next 4 strike deals additional damage. And then on top of this is something that Hunter Berserker has. It deals extra damage to reduce defense foes, which I think is pretty cool. It's,
So
so
it's
it's
like
got
a
a,
mix of
it's got a
Juliet
Punisher in
and-
it. It's got a
so
Punisher
it's
in
like-
it,
okay.
but it's not affliction based. So
It's not okay. So,
So
it's like Broken Punisher in a way.
Julieta and... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's
I'm sorry.
you're fine. It's like Broken Punisher in a way.
It's more like Leaf's
Almost.
debuff Punisher collab, if you want to put it that way.
Now,
I think you could also compare it to his shielding skill 2, where it enables poison, but it also punishes debuff foes. But in
Yep.
this case, it's with Vanessa's 4 strike, not her skill 2.
I see.
And then as usual, she has potent stun res. I mean, if you get hit by a stun attack, strength is increased by 15% for 10 seconds, and it won't activate again for another 15, so a 25-second cycle. And then, Wheeze. Last offense plus 60%. I'm not going to talk about this, because
That was a deep breath. That was a deep breath right there.
Last
Ah, yes, the most useless ability.
Last-
Right.
skill. Okay.
It's what I like to describe as the dead ability. So
Yeah.
technically, Vanessa, overall, Vanessa has 2 abilities, Scarlet Warrior and Potent Stun Res, and that's all you need to focus on.
Yeah.
Overall, Ren, what have you heard about Vanessa?
I mean, if you're a player starting out, and for whatever reason, because we haven't seen fire banners in a while, and you haven't been able to pull any unique 5 stars like Ramona, even though the spiral technically puts Vanessa over Ramona,
DPS sim is life, guys. Jacob.
technically,
Am I right?
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
it's
the
not a bad
DPS sim is
spiral.
very bad.
Honestly-
don't take it to heart, but yeah, it's not a bad spiral. I agree. I think
mean,
it's
It
nice.
just basically it upgrades her, and that's all that kind of matters.
Yeah.
It kind of brings her up to speed with other 4 stars in fire who have gotten spirals already, and that's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not.
But I love my Ramona. I love my Ramona, man. I like smacking people.
It's not.
Forge
It's
Buster
not.
for life.
It's not too like impeding, I guess, especially in the flame axe category where there aren't that many flame axes I can name.
We've got like
Ramona. I think it's like
Ramona Halloween Man.
Yue, Halloween.
You might be trying to be more careful after what happened with Karina.
But yeah, I think overall it's a really nice spiral too.
moving
Okay,
on
next, Marty.
to Marty.
Can I just say one thing before you talk about Marty?
Go ahead.
So, there's been a long-standing debate since the beginning of time. Who is the worst flame sword? And for the longest time, I have said it is a being known as Leo. The other counter argument to that was the treasure hunter known as Marty. Today we celebrate because that debate is over. For now.
Oh,
God.
yay.
Leah,
Oh.
the tragic counter unit as she is now the worst flame
Oh.
sword. You can argue
Oh,
me the worst sword in the
man.
game. Alright, let's continue.
California's just not good anyway.
It's
Alright
so
guys,
sad.
Time to parade.
It's so sad because like I think I was going on main core Theorycraft, and they said that Marty is actually with 30,000 team DPS. He's 31,000 DPS. So
Yeah, he
he's actually not that bad, and I'm still trying to make heads and tails of why that is, because, well, let's just go into his kit, I suppose. His skill 1 is Spiral Hunter, does 2 hits of 454 up from 2 hits of 341, and also inflicts burn. So there's some team aspect, team DPS aspect in there, as well as, I mean, burn enabling's fine. Like, everybody and their mother can do it in flame at this point, so
It's just,
who cares? But it is what it is. He has it
I just
now.
want to note something about burn real
Pushing
quickly.
meta.
It's funny that almost everyone in that element can enable it, but there's not a single unit with the ability named Burn Punisher.
oh,
No.
true.
There's not
And
one.
there's-
There's not one.
Oh,
There's
but
no,
that's-
There's a
but-
print, but there's no ability.
there's no
There's no
innate
ability.
There's no natural.
If you look it up, there's not a single unit with that ability.
Oh my
It's amazing.
goodness. So that
Only
means,
two units.
Poison.
Wait, so
Poison
Apollo is the only one? Apollo
No,
was
no,
the
I-
only dragon that punishes? Burn?
No.
Yes,
No, I don't
Apollo's
need
the
that.
only
I mean-
burn
Burn,
Punisher
yeah.
dragon, but as far as
He's
units,
technically
Reyna
got the
has
ability.
it.
Reyna
No,
doesn't
no one
have
has the ability. Reyna has
Yeah,
it
no
in
one
her
has the
S1 Phase 3, and Marth has it in his S2, and that's it. That's the only
Yep.
places where
Wow.
Burn Punish shows up.
There's no.
Because the thing is, the
Oh, wait,
other
no,
thing to
Crom
remember is
too.
that Bestie
You-
Oh,
Crom
well,
too,
Crom
yeah.
has
and,
Affliction Punisher, though.
Like all Affliction Punisher, but it's still there technically.
the one thing to remember though is that the trade-off is Flame has the only Punisher print with 30%.
That's true.
True.
Mm.
So
That's
I mean, it doesn't really like if you try to compare it equally, Galax peaking at 55% Poison Punisher is still better than Marth having 30, but at the same time you don't really need it. So,
Was
but it's just a
actually
fun
was,
fact to note.
sorry.
No, you can go. I'm done.
Okay, I was thinking like since Emma will have attack speed now of Horus, she can get her defense buff back up now faster, so she can also help with the energy double buff on the print.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
true. So there is a synergy thing with Horus, and Horus's general being good for buffers, but
Yeah, like Hoenn or because he has the defense buff in his S1, and Emma's S2
Oh
can
yeah,
get the
Owen's gonna like the skill
Yeah.
boost, technically.
technically.
so he can just spam his
Ooh, really?
defense buffs. Even if he's not healing,
Ish.
he can just spam his defense buff. And
Alright,
Ish.
so
Oh, that's so nice. Maybe I need to really get into that.
Right.
It's going to be arguable. It's going to be arguable whether he'll prefer the attack speed over just having the insta charge off dragon. But
Well, see, the thing about it is that H. Lowen always had Peace Siren, Pepsi, into Vogue and everything because you needed that energy. So, you know, now what you have Horus and Rhea and everything, you might drop a lot of things, or
Well,
true.
things might change.
I think
that's true.
I think a thing to keep in mind is that I believe Rhea has with her S1 she can energize, or at least energy by 3 stages. I don't know if that's to the team or if that's to her individually. though.
It's self buff. It's a
It's
self
a self
buff.
buff. Okay, so that's not to the team.
But even she's completely self sustainable, and it's something that I kind of glossed over when we were going over her kit. The two things with Rhea that we have to kind of keep in mind is that she's pretty selfish overall with her kit, and both of her skills take roughly 5 to 6 seconds to cast fully for damage. The S1 takes 5 seconds to fully pull off all the damage, and the S2 takes almost 6 seconds to cast without
Does
Horus.
she have
5
like
seconds
invincibility frames for all of that, or no? That's a
For
good question.
S1, she has iframes. For S2, she does not.
Yeah.
She can
Ooh,
move.
you have to be
It says
careful
it,
then.
It says it in her
But
skill
you can
description
move.
for
But
skill
you can
2
move.
that her.
So you
that
could
she-
roll dodge.
Yeah, she'll still take
dodge roll.
she'll still take damage as normal, is what it said in her skill 3. I remember.
But she can move, so
Yeah.
it'll be
Oh, she
interesting
can
to
move?
see how
Okay.
it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, because like we were theorizing earlier in the morning, oh my gosh, her skill rotations are going to be so quick. But if she's spending like 10 seconds,
Hopefully I'll summon her and help test that out.
we'll see.
See,
But
go ahead.
no, I was just go ahead, make your point, Evan.
What I was thinking of was I thought that if Rhea's S1 was a team energy buff, that Flame would have a way to energize, because we really haven't seen energy as like a thing outside of like light. I think I know some other elements. or some-
Snorwing kind of has a good
Yeah.
energy thing going on if you know how to play him.
Yeah, if you know how to play him, but like there's not
Water
a lot
has it
of
too.
there's not a lot besides.
Water's got it with Pipple and Gelly, if I remember.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but Pipple's very selfish about his, basically.
Yeah. But what I'm getting at is like
But he's a vegetable.
Flame didn't really have
No!
Flame didn't really have any known way to energize, and I thought that if Rhea's S1 was a team energy buff, that like you could maybe get the whole team with 3 stacks, and then if someone had, like say you were playing co-op and everyone had Summer Luca share, you could get energy in Flame like way faster. This was if it was a team buff, but it's not, so...
Yeah,
We
that's
don't
why I'm
need
thinking
that.
Horus is going to change that up with Hoenn and Emma, because they can get their defense buff up faster, and then the energy double buff will go up faster.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't need
that's true,
another
that's true. So you could...
Lucretia, though.
Yeah,
We don't
but
need
so,
another
Not everyone can be Thor and Lulu, okay?
but overall, what do you guys, rate these new units from
Wait,
Horus?
we still got to talk.
I haven't even finished Marty yet.
Yeah, we started
Fourth
already.
tier.
Oh God!
We got a tirade.
then.
All right. Right.
Marty, so his S2, this thing's tragic, okay? So he kept his shield of 20% HP, and he gained a 15% attack buff for 15 seconds, which honestly isn't that bad, especially at like 5840 SP, that's fine. But his shared SP cost nearly tripled from, I believe it was 6,000
6,424.
to 15,768.
Oh my god.
So
That's
it
a
went from
huge-
being a
That's a
One
range.
Anyone got a casket? We gotta bury his shared skill.
like, the only way his shared skill was ever going to see any kind of use is if it kept the
I
same
think
cost.
one thing to note is, if you look at a unit like Carl's shared skill is a 20% strength buff to the entire team, and the shared cost is like 11k.
Yep.
And then for Marty, who gives a shield, and then 15%, it costs 15k, and it's just, I mean, it's closer to Carl's 12k. It's ridiculous.
I think that's,
Like,
Could have maybe 13k, and then he would have been fine.
I think it's because of the shield. That's why it like tripled.
Oh yes, because shield is such a good mechanic.
No, but I think it's
It's
because
not
I think
even a
it's not
light
really because of the
shield,
like.
guys.
No, it's not because shield is a good mechanic. I think it's because it adds the strength buff with the shield.
It's more of I think what you're trying to say is that the skills. Is it because it gives 2 things instead of 1?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's exactly
okay,
where
yeah.
I'm going with this.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
was just messing around.
And just to just go ahead and tuck away Marty into that coffin. The rest of his kit's pretty much the same. Like,
Yeah,
he got a
pretty-
little bit more skill haste, and he finally got 100% stun res with 50% normal and then 50% potent.
Hey, at
So-
least the bright
The
side
skill
is he's
haste
officially
is-
better than Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
I mean,
that.
one thing to note, Ren, when you asked about why his DPS on the sim was kind of higher, I think it's got to do a lot with his skill haste.
That's fair.
Because the thing is, he's got Dragon Haste as a co-ability, so he can get Mars up a little faster, and he's got Skill Haste, so that kind of speeds up the process even more. And then when you refill those skills, you can continue that process more and more, and then at the end of the day, the Skill Haste kind of helps him go faster. I think
Steal
most.
that G-Man's skill share.
I think with him, it's more about him getting Mars up than his
Yeah.
own damage. And so
Yeah,
that
he
kind of helps
heavily
him out.
relies on Mars for that.
I mean, let's not act like the entire element feeds off of Mars like a leech.
I mean, Mars is basically like artificial dragon. It doesn't surprise me that everyone wants
I mean,
him.
some units can work with Konohana.
Right? But
Like, I don't have Mars, so I have to use Konohana.
I have Mars at a 1 Unbind. I don't have any Sunstones right now, so I can't do anything with him.
I never summoned on his banner because I thought with Fae 2 coming, it's like, on the off chance Crom's gonna be in that banner, I have to save.
I think I got like 2 Mars off of the next, not his banner, but like the next banner afterwards, like the next Gala banner.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten him. I got Kate, Sith, and Thor, but no Mars. I'm not allowed to have a planet, guys, I'm
Is he like-
sorry.
I skipped out on Thor's banner. I don't have him.
Oh, dude.
I skipped
Thor,
out.
you're
if
missing
you-
out.
I
You-
skipped out
For
because
those who don't know, 5 Thors. Let's go.
This guy looks like so bad.
Alright.
Speaking of
Alright,
summoning changes,
yeah,
Oh,
the weapons
we're
update,
doing
Eris?
that?
Yes.
Okay, so anyways, up the next is we're having some weapon and Wyrmprint changes happening, and crafting actually. The systems are being overhauled in the entire system update that's coming in late September. With this,
Please give me some money. Money. I need some more might. Money. I need
with
some
good
money.
you want the money? I'll give you money.
No,
With-
but you
I
but
won't. Okay.
Insert show me the
Um,
money.
Show me the money.
Along with these
Show
changes,
me
players will be
money.
given various good items of goodwill gestures. Yes, Irene is exactly off the notice. Anyways, everyone, so people may, I kind of worried if we were going to get everything back, but it definitely seems like we'll be getting everything back. Like, old water, materials used, and all that stuff. So if you made like multiple swords, you'll get all the materials back from the swords that were taken away, basically.
I just feel bad for certain people on our server who made multiples of certain weapons in endgame.
I
Like, who
know.
grinded out
Ren,
that
is
much?
that you?
Oh
Wait,
no.
is that
Ren?
you?
Oh no.
Ren, are you okay?
No.
Me? Nah,
You're
I
never
only
gonna
I
get
only
like
made
that.
I only made that second sword because I wanted to put
Yeah.
Marty and Crom on the same team.
For those
Yeah,
who
but-
don't know, there is a person who made 3 shadow staffs for Cayenne. F's in the chat, please.
Yes.
I mean, at least look at
F,
the materials
F,
back so they can
F.
make different weapons.
Big F and
But what if
I'm
they
just
already
happy
have
we're
all
gonna
the
be getting
weapons?
Eldwater back, you know?
Right.
I need Eldwater, please.
I think the one thing also to keep in mind with this announcement as well is that it only is so far applying to people who have purchased like the packs and stuff to unbind weapons or Wyrmprints. It doesn't apply so far to FTP or people who don't spend the real world, like real money.
No, it does.
Oh,
it
it
does. Effect free. Yeah,
It
because in the
affects free
first
people.
part it says, yeah, there's different parts that have different
Yeah.
things. All the weapons and weapons are getting changed.
I'm-
Everything.
yeah.
So you won't get anything back.
I know they said that towards the end too, like they're gonna go in more detail as we get closer to the update.
Yeah.
But
No, if you bought storage pack, then you'll get stuff back. Because
Okay.
that's a completely different thing. That's a completely different thing.
Okay.
so are they gonna give us everything back? You know, like let's say
It doesn't
my time.
specify.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you're never getting that. It doesn't specify how much we get back though. Like for the Wyrmprint and weapon changes, like
Right.
for like the storage pack change, then you'll get 300 Wyrmite back. Like a lot of the, if you bought things, then there's gonna be Wyrmite back. But for the whole weapon and Wyrmprint overhaul that's gonna be happening, they don't specify how much we get back.
So we're basically kind of like a little up in the air about what mats we're going to get back, but how is it going to work? You know, because they said they're going to remove weapons, like doubles. Are they going to remove like useless weapons?
That's
Yes,
a
they're
line
gonna-
of thought.
I think they're also
I'm going
gonna
to
do
be
that.
completely honest. I still have no idea what this means, but I'm just gonna wait for the update, and then I'm gonna either celebrate or like feel bad. Pretty much.
I am.
Okay. To add on, apparently from what it says, I believe, if I can find it, if player has more than one particular weapon, blah blah blah. I know it was mentioned somewhere that apparently with upgrades, as things get upgraded, you can have multiple units use the same weapon, basically.
Yes,
Yes.
it meant
So if you
that.
have Crom and Mars, for example, because I'm always going to bring up Crom,
That's
basically,
amazing.
so if you have an Obito sword, both of them can wield it at the same time.
But
That's
we
actually really
don't
good.
100% know what the process is for unlocking
Yeah.
it. We don't know if it's going to be unbind.
Squishes.
Oh
Like
my
a-
god.
How I
Is it like
how
Wait,
a
I
wait,
skill system?
how I took it as is I'm guessing it's based on the number of unbinds you have on a weapon or Wyrmprint. That's how many times you'll be able to equip it. Since there's only 4 team slots, and also 4 unbind, you can only unbind something 4 times. That's how many times you'll be able to equip it. Because right now we only have 4 team slots.
That's reasonable.
They may
to
have
me.
a different way too, though. I
That's-
feel like that might be it.
That's true. Like I honestly think they might do something else too. But like right now, my line of thinking is, okay, there's 4 unbinds, 4 team slots. They'll probably do like based on unbinds. But again, we won't know until it like actually happens.
They'll probably touch on it in the digest.
Yeah.
But I suppose a more speculative and interesting point is what weapons are they going to remove? Are they going
Astral.
to get rid of?
They better
We know
not.
for a
They
fact the paw thing, the blah 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 Lucky Hantsuki paddle pack. I don't know. I think I had because it had multiple of those weapons.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are getting taken away, so you can only have.
No, they're
one,
they're only taking away one of them, so you can
Yeah.
only have one.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I feel like
They better not take away the pumpkin lance, otherwise I'm gonna riot.
I feel like
No, I don't.
they're just
Fashion Gear should stay. Go ahead. Em.
right. I feel like they're just doing this. Obviously, they're mainly doing this to get rid of dupes, dupe weapons, and also to kind of like get people like just to have a linear sort like one of each weapon, so this way people can have a weapon collection that's like really nice and stuff. And this way, like also the storage being messed with too. I think that's also interesting. So I'm guessing it's probably just going to be for like a living weapon collection. If people want to go that route.
So follow my train of thought for a bit.
Okay.
What if they get rid of 5 tier 3s? Like
Oh.
core 5 tier 3s. And possibly even remove some of the unnecessary void weapons to try and
The only-
streamline
the
weapon
only
Well,
counter
solution.
to that-
You
the
can't
only
guess
counter
which
to that is
weapon's
high
going to
dragon
be
weapons.
unnecessary though for the
The
voids
only thing is
because
high
people use
dragon
the.
weapons though, because you need both the void dragons, the 5 tier 3s, to even unlock the high dragon weapon. And
Right.
They,
Right.
if
well,
high dragon trial
the no-
weapons get tier 3s, then removing
In the notice
voids
they
or
do
5 tier 3s
Okay.
would mess that system.
In the notice, they also say they're going to change the crafting process for things, though. So that could also
Correct.
mean it could take away the 5T3s and then change how you get to the high dragon trials.
That's possible. I actually never thought about them getting rid of 5 tier 3s, but then I also, like, it makes sense now because 5 tier 3s haven't been as prevalent to, like, end game players and other players other than just for getting into the high dragon weapons.
I mean, even nowadays, like you would completely bypass the 5 tier 3
And go
process.
straight to Chimera Tech.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because Agito is more accessible. You would just make an astral weapon and then go into the Chimera Tech stuff. Yeah.
But there's a lot of useless weapons now that we have just kind of floating around that we don't really even need. You just need either the mana core, the chimera, and then you have the agato. Same thing with same things with the high dragons. You got the 5 tier 3s, then you got the void dragons, then you get, the high dragons. And
Well,
I
the
think
Void
a lot of
Dragons,
that.
sorry.
Yes, okay.
The Void Dragon actually still has some kind of uses because people do use Poseidon's Lance with Ellie for the cheese runs and E-Tart.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah,
Skill
they,
prep.
yeah,
Yeah,
they use.
because it has the skill.
Yep, the skill prep.
Oh,
So you can get the
bun
bun
basically
skill
lets
prep faster and
can
everything
remove,
too.
You can remove Choco and have Beach Battle
Mhm.
and Castle Tier Core, and then with 1 4 strike you can basically fill up all your
Yeah,
gauges.
and
Wow.
So, see, and there's a little bit of cheese in there. So, I think a lot of this stuff, like the little shrooms, a lot of the void battles, or
oh yeah,
the
the basic
the little-
battles.
the basic void battles and the astral raid. I mean, who needs an astral raid weapon anymore? I mean, you don't. You can just drag one unbind chimera and go to astral raids. Even if you're
You do need the Astral Raid weapons to build a Chimera, but they could obviously change the whole prerequisite thing. It's Eris state. I mean,
yeah.
the only thing is for a new player, those initial shroom weapons or whatever weapons you start off with first are actually pretty useful. And then the moment you get your hands on a Chimera, I mean, you could just drop it because Chimeras are effectively better than 80% of all the weapons in the game.
Yeah.
So
And see,
at that point you
it's
could
just
just
a
focus on
waste.
Agitos.
Yeah, it's just a waste for material grinding and farming.
Well,
Now, from my point of view, as being an older player, but for a newer player like Hitrose is saying, you have to build up. Either they're going to change the way the voids are done, the way the maps are, drop rate. Could be anything.
Consider also 5 tier 3s require a lot of IO grinding, Imperial Onslaught. That
oh yeah.
aside from dojos already take so many materials these days to
Just wait
upgrade.
for dojos to get to level 40.
Oh my god, dude,
Oh,
no.
Remember when I said I
mean,
didn't have my Go Dojos up yet and when I was using
Did you
Nickabo?
see what Dracolets did? I mean,
Oh my
Dracolets
God.
are insane.
Dragon
Dragon
Altar's going to
Scales.
Altar's going
What are they gonna do with dojos?
Altar's going to level 40 also takes up a lot of maps too, mainly with Rainbow Orbs.
Rainbow orbs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
for anyone who didn't stock up in Monster Hunter, both in scales and in Rainbow orbs, the altar
were screwed.
update hit you so hard.
Right,
It was just
right.
it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I got
I
lucky. I had
still
like
stocked
1,000.
up and I still got screwed in the Rainbow
I mean,
Orbs area.
I had 1,000 rainbow orbs, and I barely finished all the altars.
Wow.
I did
Like,
not
you needed
have.
a ton. You needed a ton, and then spirals take up like 50 at once. and
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
Yep.
All
I
the
know.
spirals I did, and then
gone.
That's
I
my
have so
point,
many
though.
flame swords built. Oh my god.
Right? Like, we're already
No,
spending all
Galilee-
these resources
Galileonitis
towards.
might be another one.
We're already
No.
spending all these resources trying to build up our our castle facilities. Who wants to spend like all of those testaments on building a 5
Yeah.
tier 3 just to get to a high dragon weapon?
Right.
It's completely asinine compared to the the weapon progression that we have through Agito, as well as draining several thousands of stamina just to get a dojo up to 35.
Yeah.
It
And
doesn't,
then
it
you
doesn't make
also
sense.
have shared mats with the mana spirals, like
Right.
you're saying.
Yeah. And
So-
also the rupee cost. I don't
Oh god, the
remember
rupee
off the top
costs.
of my head, but I'm sure with a 5 tier 3, I know void weapons are usually 750k rupees, and then a high dragon weapon is 2 million, and if you make like
The
bubble,
Chimera Tech is
and
ridiculous
if you mub,
in pricing.
but Chimera Tech is also, I think, if you make 5 is 2 mil, and then if you make the tier 2, if you enhance it from tier 1 to tier 2, it's like 1.2 mil or something like that. So
It's
Right.
very expensive.
So like an Agito is 2 mil too. So like it's either way you go, it's still really expensive on rupees. So you would need
2.275 mil per 5 tier 3.
Duh.
Imagine having to grind both the Agito and then you have to grind the void battles just to get the void seeds to get the money.
Ugh.
It just doesn't make sense, right?
One
It
copy of
doesn't.
an Agito weapon is 2 mil. And so
Yeah.
when you
Yes.
make a full copy, it's 10 mil.
10 mil, and then making it.
Bro, I mean, to max and bind, or to go through a full process, if you start from tier 1 to tier 3, on the 5 tier 3, it costs you 7.5 million.
Ew.
While you can
And
get
how much are
bind,
you getting
go for
from
10 mil.
the mine, the castle mine? How much do you get if you have a max mine?
It's marginal. It's like
Like
50K.
50K?
Or something?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the rupee. The
So
I mean,
little.
I only maxed it because of like
Flex.
facility flex. Like Dragalia happened, and now I can't even flex that.
The rupee,
Come on,
the
Okada.
rupee return rate is, for those who don't farm void seeds, the rupee return rate is very small. And
Or for
Oh,
those who
don't forget
farm
the void seeds are
endgame.
mana spirals too.
oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
The thing is, if you constantly farm like an Agito fight with 3 faps, you'll get 250k.
yeah,
right?
Yep.
yeah, you will.
And then that'll
bro.
slowly build up to millions. Now, the thing is, if you, especially with spirals, spending void seeds for rupees is like a horrible idea. Just because at some point when you want to spiral, I don't know, who's a unit? When Audric gets a spiral, but you know, like a dummy, spent your void seeds on rupees, he's gonna cost you 8 void seeds. Like, I
Thing
don't
is,
know.
though,
They,
void seeds for money, like the money thing is not just the Agito, you have to also consider the Chimera Tech and the Manticore.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, void usually.
So it's not just the 10 mil of the Agito, you have to consider all the millions you spend on Manticore and Chimera Tech as well.
Yeah, and again, void.
all right. Well, that was a pretty good discussion
Yeah.
on our weapon progress.
Yeah.
Right? And so, for the last topic today, we're going to be having a second anniversary viewing party. The day
Oh,
of the digest.
Super exciting, guys.
Pretty hype, pretty hype.
Oh, I
and
can't
so
Please
believe
read about
it.
It's an all.
For this viewing party, we are going to be live streaming the digest.
Yes,
And
yes.
then we're going to be having a roundtable discussion afterwards with a special guest who
Yes.
we will
Secret
not
special
name
guest.
right now, but they are a special guest and a friend of the group. So
Yep.
definitely look forward to that. We are
And
very
we
excited.
have some flyers from Eris and myself that will be going out. Also, Eris, we have a Twitter account. Can you
We
believe it?
do. And
I
I
can't
made
believe-
it. Wait.
I cannot believe it. We finally got a little Twitter account, and you can kind of see our little updates and stuff here on our new channel and stuff. Or you can just visit us here at the lounge, because we're always fluttering around doing something or another. And but my goodness, can you believe it, guys? Already anniversary. This, oh, I don't know.
I'm
This
definitely
year has
excited
years.
for the new
It's
event.
ridiculous.
I can't believe it's been
I
2 years.
It has. It feels like everything, this year has been hard for everybody. It's no lie. But, I don't know. This anniversary just kind of just brings this this hype to the hype, I guess you can say. And I'm really looking forward to it, to spending with you guys, to spending it with the lounge, everybody together, and just enjoying and screaming like little maniacs and stuff when we get new goodies and stuff. And
Alright, so I just have one quick thing before we finish off, right?
Sure.
One prediction we're all gonna make before the digest. All 5 of us.
okay.
Who is the anniversary gala going to be, and what is their element and weapon type?
Oh,
let's
that's-
start with Eris. Let's start with Eris, then go through our
It's
introduction order.
totally Zena, okay? It's totally gonna be her. There's no doubt in my mind.
Alright, so
she'll
what
probably-
weapon type?
It's either gonna be a wand or a staff. I'm gonna go with staff though, because that's what Zethia kind of seems to go with.
Light
And
or
I'm
shadow?
gonna, yeah, light. I think it's
Okay.
gonna be light, like how you switch to light for
Okay, light
Amy.
staff. Evan?
Before Thor initially came out, I thought Anniversary was going to be a Gala Dragon. I thought it would be Midgar to accompany Yuden's first year. But since we got a dragon this past month, I'm probably going to have to go with the safe bet of saying Zethia and her being a light staff as well. Just because they haven't really given us the original Zethia at all, or they've given us Zena, but they probably will give us another one.
Alright, Ren, what do you think?
I'm going to say It's pretty obvious it's Zaina just based off how the chapter was presented. She got the key art last three
Right.
chapters. Everybody who got the key art got the Gala
Black
unit.
Sea.
So
Right. It's like
Mars.
it's such a kind of, I don't know, lazy
I mean,
spoiler
I'm gonna
or just a
be
hype
honest.
spoiler.
I'm going to be honest. I like it because all the art is really good.
yeah,
Right.
The story art is really nice. I really like it.
Anything
So
for
what
it is
what
the art.
weapon type and element do you think she'll be?
I'm going to go against the grain. Say she's
Okay.
going to be a light wand, and she's going to trump Lulu.
No.
Oh.
Battle the girls.
Ren, I'm gonna fight you if that's true because
Okay.
I like both.
Ren's predicting the future. He's
I
so
like
big
both,
brain
but
right
like
now.
it's conflicting. I
Hey,
lean
you,
more Lulu. I lean
Hey.
more Lulu than Zaina, but come on.
It's gonna go on a crusade here. If
Hey.
if Zen ends up
you
with
know it in your heart of hearts that
Okay.
the only reason they gave Lulu a spiral now is for a Gala unit to trump her immediately afterwards.
Yeah, like bait people
did
out of
this
their
to me with
bullet
Xander.
testaments.
They did this to me with Xander, where Xander gets a spiral, and then Celiera gets it like 2 weeks later.
No.
Come on, man, you can't. do
Yeah.
I mean, he was more correct by Karina.
Dude.
that. Nah, he was correct by his actual kit. Let's be honest.
Will Hit have his characters have their day? Find out.
I mean-
I don't
Leave.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Okay, we'll leave. Yeah, we'll leave.
I mean, we have Galaleaf, we have Wedding Ellie, we have Marth, we have Galix,
Wait.
we have
and
Lucretia.
Helly, Halloween,
I'm just-
Halloween Ellison.
I mean, they kind of fixed her.
Kind of.
She came back.
She's doing-
Yeah,
she's doing good
fixed
there.
her.
She's not bad anymore, but you know,
She's
Not that bad.
could be better.
I still think Makeup was better than her, but
All right, so
What's
my
your
pick
prediction,
is, I believe she will be, or it's Zaina, 100%. I
Right.
believe she'll be a light staff or shadow staff, and she'll definitely be like something new that we've never seen before. Just because one, if it's a regular healing staff, I mean, if she's light, I mean, have you seen Tartarus? Like a healer, it's just not gonna work. And if she's a shadow staff without a life shield, then she'll be in big trouble because Grace exists
Yep.
and Belina
Yeah.
exists, and it's
Yep.
like, you know.
no, it'd be funny if they
So
pulled
as
a
long as
fast
she's
one
like a
on us.
DPS,
Like,
light
it'd be
sword,
funny if they made. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
light sword Xeno.
No, I was thinking fire staff, so she could swap elements with her brother for Gala.
Ooh,
Ooh,
they could,
that
they
would be
could.
nice.
They could. Brain, what's your prediction?
I'm gonna go against the grain a little bit, and I'm gonna say she's gonna be a shadow staff with a lot of, she's gonna be healer, but she's gonna stick with it because for me, is that you see new healers. You see new healers kind of coming up. You saw Grace. Everybody kind of slept on Grace, but she became this the healer. And now you see like Yas, you see the new Cassandra and her skill and stuff. And you have it where, you have unelemental damage and stuff. And it's a great share skill. I use it myself. And I'm gonna see like maybe 4-strike healing. You're gonna see like non-elemental healing and stuff. And she's gonna be something like a DPS healer, but she's gonna be maybe have some life shields and stuff. She's gonna be maxed out, and she's gonna be the best healer because she's a Gala. And if they don't do Gala right as a healer, I'm just gonna cry. I'm gonna go to my corner. I'm gonna cry and everything. Yeah, flip the table.
So I just want to make one note about Gala units and their story counterparts. If you notice, right, they often tend to keep a certain theme on each original unit and then bring it over to the Gala. So with Yuden, right, it's the whole dragon kit thing where he focuses more on his dragon damage or using his dragon. With Ellie, it's obviously the buffs, keeping her as a buff bot rather than a DPS
I
unit.
think kind of Luke is the only one who changes up.
Yeah, he's
No,
the only
Luca
one,
was
but
technically
for,
a straight
for the
damage
most part.
Yeah.
Yep, both
Well,
are
no,
both
but like
Luca
he was
and
much more crit now, and then original Luca's para.
right,
True,
but
true.
Para
Yeah, but the
Time-
original Luca's got curse and poison.
Yeah,
they
like
removed it.
But so does
Well,
Gala.
continuing on, Ranzel has defense on both his Gala and regular ult.
Yep. Cleo's got healing, technically,
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
amongst that mess of a kit.
Yeah.
The kit that started at
The
it all.
kit.
Doesn't Waxy have like the alternating codes with her kit?
Yes.
Mhm.
Laxi has the 2 different versions of her skills, which also carries over into her kit. So-
Laxie's also an auto-based unit because her base form is so trash that she has to use autos and not her skills.
Mascula just coming in to save his sister.
Oh. Well,
And so the last thing, Alex, right? Alex has a focus on break damage and debuffs.
Right.
Yep.
And so, yeah, that's pretty much it.
so, well, guys, this is our first ever, I guess, recording. And thank you all for joining us today. Thank you guys for joining me. And I hope you all had a good time. And we look forward to seeing you guys at the anniversary viewing party. It'll be held at the lounge and stuff. We have our special guests waiting for us. And I hope to see you guys soon. And thank you guys for joining us today.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun,
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it
guys.
was nice.
Bye.
Bye.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Please like,
Oh,
comment, and
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe! Like and subscribe!
Please,
We
please,
gotta.
please like, comment, and subscribe.
We gotta be those
actually
YouTubers,
need,
okay?
we need YouTube views, and we need the money.
Oh,
And-
man.
Become
We're
Uh,
gonna make
YouTubers.
clickbait time.
Also,
Okay,
all
I
the
got it,
social
I got it.
media stuff's going to be in the description and such, so go ahead and look for that.
Yep.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.